everybody, this is Josh Palaut, the RS Felon again. At the end of the last video, the worst hardcore Ironman, I decided that I wanted to mine 325 iron ores and get 650 coal in order to make 325 steel bars, mostly for GP, but also the experience never hurts either. So, beginning of this episode, here we go. You can see I had a gold bar there. That was from a random event. I didn't mine that. But in the end, as you can see, I successfully attained over 650 coal and was then fully prepared to run all the way to Edgeville and start smithing my bars. I don't know if you guys know it or not, but I got some pretty good gains coming up in this video. So, as is typically my style, as soon as I got my stuff, I took off running for the very next spot. Never stopped. So, there I am already hauling ass, going to the very next place, but of course, I decided to do a quick little farm run because I'm getting some very early and low-level farming gains, but it all adds up in the end. A lot of people are suggesting that I do quests for this XP, but I really don't mind the low-level grinds. It kind of makes me feel good. I don't know why. I prefer to do the quests later on and skip a level or two there, as opposed to just skipping the early stages. I don't really mind low-level farming and stuff like that. And as you can see, I grabbed my taters, ran over to the Sarah chick, and bought some empty sacks because I do not like leaving my farming, I don't like leaving it uninsured. I always try to pay the people. So after that quick little farming run, I ran to Edgeville and decided to get started on smithing my steel bars. And this never really seems to take very long. It's not that bad. I obviously wish that I could do more than 9 bars per inventory, but that's how the math adds up, so that's what I got to stick with. And you can see I got 38 smithing from that so far, and just running back and forth, getting the XP from smelting the steel bars. I actually had a pretty fun time smelting these bars because there was this dude named Kev Master 99 or Master Kev 99 or something that was really cracking me up because I do enjoy trolling people still to this day. I just don't, threaten anyone anymore. And look at those gains adding up, man, just depositing bar after bar. And he was really cracking me up. We sat there and trash talked this guy that got PK'd and was trash talking his PKer. So of course, dude walked up and said, "I heard you got PK'd. I'm here to stir the pot." And it really cracked me up. And we just bagged on the dude for a few minutes, just goofing around. There's 39 smithing coming in, man. I was really appreciating getting these levels because obviously that's the only real way for me to upgrade my stuff easily. I don't mind grinding it out to be able to make it myself, as you will see later on. Because since I'm not using Google or YouTube, I don't know where most of the stores are in the game. There's my 325 steel bars, and there's that guy that I was just talking about and saw me dancing. He came up and busted a little move too. So of course I ran through the Edgeville to Grand Exchange shortcut. Busted a move south, grabbed my hammer and my steel bars, and I began to smith like crazy. Needless to say, as you can see in this picture, I had to do my little price check first to make sure I was getting the best price for every single bar. I would make whatever items I could and go price check them. So, ended up, as usual, the sword being for 1 bar being the best price. 195 coins for a bar, basically, if I was willing to hop, which you will see. I did not mind hopping. I did what I had to do. There was smithing level 40. That was very, very nice for me to get because I had lots of gold ore in my bank left over from when I was doing Motherlode Mine. And I just now realized that I did not include any of the clips of me smithing a bunch of gold bars and smelting a bunch of gold bars and making jewelry out of them. It got me quite a few crafting levels, but oh well, I forgot to put it in here, so there's what happened. I used all the 7 sapphires I'd saved up from mining and random events and made a bunch of sapphire jewelry. So I don't really use rings of recoil. I'm a hardcore Iron Man. I'm not trying to let anything hit me particularly hard. But there's smithing level 42, and this was pretty important for me because then I could make steel kite shields. As you saw a minute ago, I made my own steel chain body, and that was fun. That was a big upgrade for me from the hardcore body. Maybe it's not that big of a deal, but I instantly made myself a kite shield. Look at that. Fashionscape, baby. So got started on that, finally got my 313 swords, and then I embarked on a pretty big mission. You can see right there that I have 960 steel arrowheads, but I did not have the fletching level to make them, so I needed to train some fletching. We'll get to that in a minute. There's me hopping around. I sold 5 at a time this time instead of selling them individually. There's my money just stacking up, man. That was nice to see. I'm not good at getting GP, and this is pretty much the only way that I have until I get high alchemy. I know once I get high alchemy and get a couple Slayer levels in there that everything will work out fine for the cash, but there's me jumping around down to the last one and 55.3k. My cash stack was temporarily like 75k, I think. But to be honest with you, I immediately, for some reason I didn't record it, but I immediately went and bought a RUNE pickaxe shortly somewhere in between these clips. And it was a big deal for me, and I hate that I didn't get it on film. But I do have a rune pickaxe now, and that's the last pickaxe I'll ever have on this account because my ass is never setting foot in the wilderness, ever. So that some guy can run up on a hardcore Ironman and DDS him and just say, sit, yeah, no thanks, just so he can brag to his friends. No, I'm not setting foot in the wilderness ever under any circumstances. I'm not abyss rune crafting, I'm not getting a dragon pickaxe. Got my task and immediately took off running as usual. I decided to get a little bit of ranged here. I knew it wasn't going to be too big of a task, but I figured I could go ahead and get a little bit of range experience since it was just goblins. And there's 19 range, immediately followed shortly thereafter by 23 prayer. And I got 20 range as well. There was my willow bows, and I couldn't make or even chop willows, so there's 25 slayer as well. I decided that I needed a willow bow pretty badly, so needless to say I didn't waste any time. Ran straight behind lumber, just started getting that woodcutting level up. There's 25 right there. Also just fletching arrow shafts to actually make the steel arrows. So I had all those arrowheads. I knew that I was gonna, need some feathers and some arrow shafts. It didn't take long because oaks make 30 each. And there we go, 990 arrow shafts. While I was on my way to go buy the feathers, I got a maze and actually got not terrible loot. I kind of rage quit mazes the other day, but they gave me a good reward for an Ironman. So as you can see, I got 8 mithril ore, 30 coals, and 75 death runes. And man, was I happy to get some death runes. There's me unpackaging all my feathers and immediately going to feather the shafts. So instantly got started on that. Needed some fletching XP. As you can see, I had just had level 29 come in right there when I finished making all the shafts. And then you need a fletching level of 30 to make steel arrows. Well, no sense in wasting time. Got right back to it. Started chopping the trees down. Besides, I knew that I needed a willow. There's 26 woodcutting. I needed a willow log to make a willow bow. There's 27. And when I got fletching level 30, I was very, very happy. So I ran over there and immediately mixed up all my, put all the arrow tips on my feathered arrow shafts. Gave me 31, 32 fletching. That was pretty good in the end, in my opinion. And then looks like I got just shy of getting another level there. But yeah, I had to get 30 woodcutting anyways. I decided to take another quick break to do a Slayer task before I kept grinding that out. So there's me running back with my new Slayer task, and there's the stats where I was currently sitting at, and that makes me very happy to look at because I'm getting pretty decent gains. I'm still a noob, man, but it feels good. For one of the Slayer tasks, decided to go do another farm run. Got 8 Slayer. I mean 8 farming. Tried to use a cabbage to make notes, and obviously the tool leprechaun didn't want anything to do with that. I didn't know that. That was pretty quirky, but he won't let you do it. Did my quick little farming run, and check me out. Where's Hardcore Ironman? Forgot to put my tools in the bank. There's a lot of times where you would see me just cut around and turn around and run back. Here's me giving a little troll to a guy. I saw a dude's name had 98, 95, and so I told him happy late birthday because it's September. And I said, your birthday's September 8th, 1995, right? Just messing around because a lot of people put their birthday at the end of their names. You shouldn't ask personal questions. Now I tell you away. On foot. Because I've got 3 law runes. So I just like to mess with people, man, just a little bit, nothing serious. There's me in my absolute fashionscape destroyer looking like an absolute unit gear with my steel chain, steel full, steel kite, addy plate legs, looking a little mixed matched. And I got straight to it with my wolf task, so that's 36 strength. I actually walked up the mountain and got attacked by a big wolf, 26 slayer. Finished that task. I got attacked by a big wolf and I was like, why is this thing hitting me for 8s? And I was scared to death. Yeah, 13 minotaurs. We'll do that sometime in the next year. I don't even want to do that stupid quick task in the stronghold. So after that, I went right back to fletching, getting my fletching and my woodcutting levels up so that I could make the bow that I needed. There's 28 woodcutting. I missed a couple levels, I think, because I actually did this while I was at visitation at the halfway house. There's woodcutting 30. Thank God. You can now cut down willow trees. Went and did another farming run. Got the guam leaf level, and that's a really big deal for me because now I can start doing herb lore, which is the main reason I wanted to do farming. However, I have no clue how to get some guam seeds. Still needed 35 fletching for the willow bow, so check that out. This little dude was getting chased all the way across the map by a jail guard. Then he cut back and started walking towards me. I was like, how the hell did I pull aggro from 20 tiles away? What a glitch. But he just decided to pensively go stare over into the distance over the fence because he lost the player. And he looked a little depressed. But then all of a sudden he despawned. So went ahead and got 35 fletching, man. I was very, very happy about it because I could make willow short bows, which was the whole reason that I even started this stupid little grind. I have to say, I call it stupid. There's my first little willow short. I have to say I call it stupid, man, but it actually makes things really fun doing your grind, when you have a specific goal in mind. 39 fletching, 42 fletching, or woodcutting, sorry. There's 40 fletching. Can make willow longbows. I don't guess I really have an urge to. And then I got farming level 10 after that. Went on another run. Bought some Eyes of Newt because I had 3 guam leaves. Wasn't about to let those go to waste. So obviously I made my 3 little attack potions and unfortunately didn't get a level. There's me looking for the flax field because I as you saw me looking for it earlier, I wasn't exactly sure where to go for that. So then I went, picked me some flax. I needed, what was it? I made 668 bows. There's nothing. What was that? Nothing. I had 668 unstrung bows, so I needed at least 668 flax, obviously, for me to go spin the bowstrings. So got started on that, and there's me dumping a ton of flax in the bank. Wait a minute, what is that? Is that a herb? I don't know. Anyways, so kept on grinding that out. I was surprised by how fast flax actually picks. You can actually, most of the time, get kind of like multiple flax from one plant. 700 is the total that I ended with, exactly a certain amount of inventories. I'm not sure how many. And you already know, I don't waste time. As soon as I get done with one goal, I'm on to the next. So I drew that circle on the ground, read that satanic Bible or whatever the hell thing it is that lets me use a pentagram type circle to teleport for free, and hopped straight to Lumbridge. So got there, went up the stairs, and here begins the next part of the grind that will continue in the next episode. Not begin, sorry, it's beginning now. There's me busting some crafting levels. Very quickly got to 26. I got most of my crafting levels making gold jewelry from the bars left over, as I mentioned. And I wonder how many times before I finish this bowstring making that I'm going to totally forget to bring flax. Check that out. There's me telling the guys I'm about to go log off and edit episode 4. The footage I have was 6 hours long, which is now this 11-minute video. And it took me 6 hours to edit it, even though I was fast-forwarding through it. There's some of my friends. Shout out. Please subscribe, guys. Y'all have a great day. It's the RS Felon.